Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda. Welcome to this video series on monthly money management tips. That's financial planning and money management tips. Now, when I was making this video training, I thought to myself, let me make something a little different because there are a lot of other excellent video trainings on how to use money management apps, how to use expense trackers and things like that. But I want to talk to you today in this training about the psychology of money, how you should approach money, because I want you to think of every single dollar as your soldier, something that goes out and works for you every night and comes back in the morning with more soldiers. And I'm going to give you 5 strategies, and in fact the 5th one, I want you to watch all the way through to the end of this video, because the 5th strategy is what allowed me to go from essentially a broke immigrant in this country to being a millionaire by the time I was in my early 30s. I'm 42 years old and I'm essentially retired. I used to have my own private practice. I'm a physical therapist, I'm a doctor, but I sold it. I own multiple software companies, I own multiple rental properties, and I'm essentially retired at the age of 42. I was actually able to achieve early retirement when I was about 36 years old, and it took me a while to actually organize all my principles, and you're going to get the benefits of my of over 15 years of struggle in a series of videos. So let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, let's talk about money planning for the future and retirement planning. I actually have a list of questions that were sent to me through the comments section via email. By the way, I would love it if you comment below, because I read every single comment. I'm happy to answer specific questions about retirement planning. And also, a lot of research goes into these videos. So if you like and subscribe, you'll get regular notifications from me and regular monthly management tips. So let's actually get into the questions here. So like I said, there are a lot of videos out there about money planning tips and money management tips. So I wanted to make this video a little different. A lot of people ask how to save money, but I think the right question to ask should be how to invest money. Now again, think of each dollar as a soldier that goes out to work for you at night and comes back in the morning with more soldiers. Every dollar that you spend, you're spending it on either building an asset or creating a liability. I'll give you an example. If you invest your dollars in an index fund, for example, and again, I'm talking about the broad history of index funds, you can earn a dividend, you can earn a return over a period of time. You're not going to get a return in a week or 2 weeks, and you shouldn't even think about money like that. Money should always have a long-term factor to it, because after all, you're talking retirement planning. If you buy an index fund, if you buy a rental property, if there's a way for you to, let's say, do an employer where you have some sort of a 401k and an employer match, that's where your money actually helps you make more money. On the other hand, if you buy what's called as a liability, your money is essentially going down a black hole, going down a one-way street. So I think the fundamental difference that I've noticed between those who have money and those who don't have money is that those who have money make money work for them, whereas those who don't have money, they simply work for money. So again, this is important. This is an important distinction. Do you want to work for money, or do you want money to work for you? Something to really think about, because then again, there's a big difference between how to save money and how to invest money. Because if you want to retire early, if you're planning your retirement, doesn't matter what age you are, your money has to start working for you. That's a very important distinction for you to understand, because if money is not working for you, it's essentially staying stagnant, because if it's sitting in your bank account, it's doing nothing, or it's actually losing value. In fact, money sitting in your bank account is losing value. Now, the reason I say this is inflation is about 2.5% a year. So let's say you've got $1,000 in your bank account. That $1,000 is worth 2.5% less. It's worth 900, and I believe 2.5% is $998 by this time next year, because that money loses value because of inflation. Things tend to get more expensive over a period of time. And if you actually consider a 2.5% inflation rate in about 17 years, so if let's say you take 17 and you multiply it by between 2 and 3%, in 17 years, your money loses half its value if it was just sitting there. So think about this. Your money is either losing its value just sitting there, or it's just going down a black hole if you invest in liabilities, if you invest in things that are actually not earning you a return. If you buy a brand new car, the moment you drive the car off the lot, the car has actually depreciated in value. See, so money is either stagnant or depreciating because of inflation, or money is losing value because you're using it to buy depreciating assets. On the other hand, if you can make your money work for you and money actually gains in value, that's your money actually starting to make money. So again, there's a big difference between how to save money and how to invest money. And I want you to make your money work for you so that you can retire early, so you can successfully retire without having to worry about money, regardless of whatever age you choose to retire at. So successful management of money requires a deep knowledge of personal finance, and not just knowing how to save money, but how to actually manage your money. I've been getting a few questions about this, and I'll actually address one really good question. So the question is, should I be using a money planning app or an expense tracker? Now again, there are a lot of excellent money planning apps out there. There's Personal Capital, there's Mint, there's a bunch of excellent apps. You can use expense trackers, you can use Excel for money management. There's nothing wrong with that. But I think until you fundamentally alter your approach towards money, until you look at money as a tool that grows on itself, that builds on itself, that compounds on itself, I'll be doing another video training on the compound interest time value of money, which is an amazing concept that will absolutely change your life. But again, start by thinking of money as a tool that should grow. Don't think of money as transactional. Money should grow, and money should grow exponentially, and it should be generational. You should be able to leave significant amounts of money maybe to your heirs, or maybe to charity by the time you're done earning money. So again, you can only do that if you know how to manage your money, because knowing how to earn money is one thing. All of us go to work, we put in some hours, we trade time for money, but that's not really the way to grow a significant amount of money. The way you grow a significant amount of money is you create significant value and you help many people, not just a handful of people. You help a significant number of people, and you manage your money so your money works for you and collects and builds and grows over time. There's a compound interest component to it. In fact, Einstein said that compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. Those who don't understand it pay it, and those who understand it earn it. Just something to think about. So when we talk about financial management and the goal is to get financial freedom and how to be rich, now let me be clear. Knowing how to budget and using budget tips, budget tricks, budget hacks is excellent. That's a good thing to do. After all, at the end of the day, you want to be able to save money. But again, financial management and financial freedom is about controlling the flow of money. Money should come in, money should be saved, and money should actually build upon itself. In other words, the money should work for you. Again, that's a crucial distinction. Those who work for money can only focus on saving, but those who make money work for them can focus on managing. There's a big difference. So I want you to really pay attention to that. There's a difference between how to save money and how to manage money. Financial freedom and financial independence is achieved not just with learning how to budget and budget tips and budget tricks and budget hacks. It's about learning how to grow your money and how to get your money to build up upon itself. Very important to focus on that. So let's talk about how to manage your money, and let's go beyond money saving tips, money saving tricks, money saving hacks, saving money by cutting corners, all of which is fine, all of which is important, because you have to be able to make more and spend less so that you have what I call as a financial buffer. It's an important concept that I'm going to sort of dig into, but the important part is the management of money, the exponential growth of money, and not just saving money by cutting corners. Now, don't get me wrong, you have to do that, but you've got to have a fundamentally different approach towards money. Like I mentioned at the start of this training, each dollar is like your soldier. So you have the concept of the money buffer. So what happens is, okay, let's take a look at this. There's a difference between income and expense. Now, this is pretty basic, but what if this gap kept increasing? What if this gap kept increasing? What I mean by that is, preferably, obviously, your income, which is in green, goes up, and preferably your expenses, which are in red, go down. Now, as you can see, when you cut your expenses, you can only cut your expenses so far. I mean, obviously, you have basic needs and you have wants, but you have basic needs like like a roof over your head, like food, like shelter. All of those things have an expense. But the only way to really have a buffer and to expand the buffer, to make this bigger and bigger and bigger, is to actually raise the green line, which is the income line. So you've got to be able to raise your income. Now, as you raise your income, your financial buffer, which is the difference between your income and your expenses, increase. The greater your financial buffer, the more money you have to work with so that it can grow you more money. Now remember, the old saying was a penny saved is a penny earned. Well, I don't think that works in the new world. I think a penny saved is a penny that's ready to fight for you, that's ready to go out there and earn more pennies for you. So again, the concept here is increase your financial buffer. Okay, don't just focus on saving money and money saving tips and money saving tricks and money saving hacks. There are excellent videos out there that will help you do that. But fundamentally change your attitude towards money. Ask yourself, when I'm spending this dollar, can it bring back more than $1? That's one question to ask. Again, the question is, when I'm spending this dollar, can it bring back more than $1? Another question to ask is, if I'm spending this, is it actually giving me something that I absolutely need? Again, is it giving me something that I absolutely need? If the answer is yes, let's say you're paying rent, you're paying utilities, you're paying your cell phone bill, then you have to spend it, because all of us need a certain amount of money just to survive. But anything beyond that, if your goal is to retire early, if your goal is monthly money management, if your goal is financial freedom, financial independence, knowing how to grow your money, how to manage your money, not just how to save your money, then you've got to ask yourself, what can I do to make that money work for me? Now you can invest in index funds, you can invest in rental properties, you can find ways to invest maybe in businesses that pay you back a certain rate of return. Your goal should be to make more money from your money than just putting it in a bank. In fact, your goal should be to try and beat the inflation rate. Let's say the inflation rate's, let's just say it's 2.5%. You should ask yourself, what can I do to make more than 2.5% from my money? What I feel comfortable with, what's something that I know about, what's something within my zone of competence. I don't want you to do something just for the sake of doing something. I want you to do something that you're comfortable with, that you can sleep well at night, knowing that you're doing something that you feel confident about. So again, approach money in such a way that you A, build a financial buffer, and B, your money works for you. I'll be giving you more monthly management tips. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Please go ahead and click like if you benefited from this video. And also please leave a comment right below the video here. I read every single comment, and if you have any specific questions, I'll be happy to address them. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next monthly management of money series. Appreciate it.